Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Stravens. I'm bringing you guys another gameplay with a diamond camo. At this time on the Kuda. I apologize in advance because I know I've done the Kuda before, but hey, this is a pretty good gun to get gameplays with. And I don't think I've ever put up a gameplay on the map Infection, so this should give you guys a new look at this map, at least from my perspective, and just see how I play on it. Well, this gameplay now is meant to be a backdrop of a commentary which I'm going to be making, which is based on the new patch which just came out, 1.05. Now, this is a massive patch. It's 9.4 gigabytes in size, and man, there's a lot of patch notes on it. Now, I just want to jump right into it. Now, right off the bat, there's one of the most impressive patches that I would say which has come out of this particular round of patches is that they're addressing an issue where players can pretty much infinitely vote for the previous map. So I know you know how tough it is to get good lobbies with good connections these days. And man, if you get a lobby with a good connection, sometimes people just vote the same map like 50 times in a row. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you know what I mean. If people like a certain map, man, they vote the shit out of that map because people sometimes they like what they're comfortable with and they don't really like variety. So I'm glad they freaking fixed that, man, because that could get annoying. Also, now another thing which they've improved is that they've balanced the amount of XP you can earn which to make it more consistent across game modes. Now I'll give you an example of this. Like for example, the amount of XP you could earn on a game mode like domination or kill confirmed pales in comparison to the XP which you could earn on, for example, free for all. Man, and free for all, you can absolutely win the game straight up. You can get 30 kills on a free for all, and honestly, you can still end up with a paltry 3,000 to 5,000 XP, which is honestly nothing in this game. In this game, because you really want to start getting out to like 8,000 to 15,000 in XP or more to really start to rank up. So I'm super glad that there's some balance being restored, and hopefully game modes like free for all are really not ignored anymore. So that's one of the things which they've done. Now, in another patch, which I think that they've really done well to fix in the general gameplay, is they fix an exploit where essentially it allowed players to move faster by sliding or just before landing from a jump. I've noticed that a little bit myself. I mean, it's not something which is super obvious, but honestly when you really take a look at it, you pay close attention to it, you'll see that you can actually move faster when you just slide just before landing from a jump. I mean, it's very subtle. Well, now another issue which I think they fixed is an issue while you're moving or crouching and the ADS did not properly reduce your audio footprint. And I felt that for a while. I mean, honestly, you could aim down the stride or even like crouch, but man, you still made a lot of noise, and I thought that was kind of weird. But I'm glad they actually paid attention to that, and they've really fixed that. Now another one of the most impressive things about this particular patch is they've adjusted the spawn logic, man, which is extremely rare for a Call of Duty game. They almost always adjust the spawn logic in the first patch, and they just leave it be. They don't really mess with it. But the fact that they've actually paid attention and they've changed the spawn logic in TDM and kill confirmed, they really doing this, because I've noticed in kill confirmed and TDM, especially because I do play TDM quite a bit outside of free for all. I've noticed that, man, that you spawn a lot behind enemy lines for some reason, and that's I always thought that was kind of weird, but it is what it is. Now just going into the specialist patch notes. Now they've again buffed the nomad perk. The nomad specialists, I'm sorry. They've increased reject stand-up speed, but again, my thoughts on that. I mean, reject's pretty much garbage at this point for me. It's really a glorified attack insertion, and really that's how I really pretty much treat it. The Reaper, they've pretty much equalized the footstep audio volume to the same level of the other specialists, because this is something which a lot of other YouTubers have pointed out, that you could barely hear the Reaper's footsteps. And for the Spectre, they reduced the leftover specialist power available. So if a player died automatically while activating it, because that's pretty unfortunate, because even though there are people who think that the Spectre is overpowered, honestly that specialist really takes a little bit of skill to actually use. Now, going into the create a class, section of the patch notes, you will see that, they've fine-tuned rapid fire, and again, they've pretty much buffed the XR2, the ICR and Shiva in terms of your aim down sight. Aim stability, the automatic stability, and there's a little bit more recoil control on the XR2. And the craziest part is the shotguns, the Argus and the KRM 262. They have increased lethal damage range, which is, to me, is absolute nuts. Well, anyway, guys, that's a little roundup of 1.05. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you in another one soon, guys. Ciao, guys. Take it easy.